You've read the title. Since being targeted by Kiwi farms, this video is probably going to come off as a massive leopards eating my face moment because, well, it is. This video could also very well end my career before it even starts, so I've provided a legal disclaimer. The people and scenarios depicted herein are entirely real, and any libelous reference to them is an intentional act of self-sabotage on my part. Alright? Alright. For the uninitiated, Kiwi Farms is an internet forum that focuses on the online drama surrounding people that the site's users have deemed notable in some way. These notable people are referred to as lolcows, a term that owes its origins to 4chan. Harassment of minority groups is inherent to Kiwi Farms culture, but more on that later. Right now, you're probably asking yourself, why? Why would I, a self-described progressive, frequent a site that targets minorities? To that, I have to ask, do you like video essays? At the start of 2022, I started having mental health issues involving psychosis that didn't really end until 2024. For context, my main diagnoses are autism and OCD, but I've also experienced bouts of anxiety and depression. I was partial to delusions, which spanned a wide range of topics. Anything from believing that Abigail Thorne had sent me a letter pretending to be one of my relatives, believing that my professors at the university I was attending were taking video from our Zoom calls to train AI models and create deepfakes of me.
This is all perfectly healthy and normal and fine. It's fine.
I sought the help of psychiatry and therapy, but the delusions got so bad that I became prepared to act on them with violence, first towards myself with a suicide attempt, and then towards others. I eventually decided to tell my mom to take me to the hospital, where I spent a week in inpatient care. I got out, and things got worse. I decided to steal my parents' car in the middle of the night and drive downtown, naked, and sit outside the local art museum as a kind of performance art. I was admitted to the hospital again, where I spent 3 days in inpatient care. It was the day that this hospital stay ended that I acted on my delusions again, attacking my mom with a knife. Was charged with a misdemeanor and a felony, domestic assault and malicious wounding. I spent 2 weeks in jail before being transferred to the hospital for a third time per the conditions of my bail. I spent about 2 months in inpatient care before being released. I don't remember when I started visiting Kiwi Farms. I never made an account or a post there. My best guess is that I started visiting the site in mid-2022 and stopped visiting the site towards the end of 2024. You've probably noticed that the timeline of my mental health struggles and the timeline of my use of Kiwi Farms are pretty similar, but there's something else I've noticed too. A significant portion of my delusions, as well as a significant portion of the content I find on Kiwi Farms, centered around trans feminine people. It's no secret that trans femmes are one of, if not the, main targets of Kiwi Farms harassment. One video essay in particular has been central to my exploration of the broken logic behind this harassment. In the Gaylor theory, Indigo F spends most of the video debunking the conspiracy theory that Taylor Swift is gay. Towards the end of the video, however, they state that the conspiracy theory is a perfect example of how confirmation bias and beliefs work, that the thought patterns and behaviors of Gaylors can be compared to another group of conspiracy theorists, TERFs. TERFs are plentiful on Kiwi Farms, and keeping the ideas of confirmation bias and belief in mind, it's not hard to see why. The site's culture promotes harassment, which requires a certain kind of investment in the victim of said harassment, and this in turn encourages the harassers to pick and choose which facts to believe, which to discard, and which facts to simply create to justify pre-existing biases. So, in the TERF's case, transmisogyny. Upon examining my own transmisogyny, I've come up with 2 theories as to why I personally chose to use the site for so long. There's the mental illness led to believing in conspiracy theories, which happened to lead to believing in transmisogynistic conspiracy theories on Kiwi Farms theory, and there's the I was already a little transmisogynistic, and mental illness and Kiwi Farms exacerbated those beliefs in their expression theory. But is there any evidence that I was already transmisogynistic, or is this just another belief? We are live. We'll do it live! So in the last part of the video, I kind of mentioned transmisogyny and like my insights into my own transmisogyny. That kind of gets into the reasons for why I did what I did. So, the reason that I attacked my mom in the first place was because I developed a parasocial relationship with the YouTuber Abigail Thorne, and like thought she was like cyberbullying me and stuff with like secret messages in her posts and online, and I wanted to make her look bad. I wanted to make her look like she was manipulating me somehow. So I attacked my mom in the sort of perverse hope that people would like blame her for my actions. I should probably also mention the fact that like when I first came out to my parents as trans in early 2022, they did this weird thing where like they accepted me, quote unquote, but like they warned me against doing anything to my body. This kind of leads into early 2023, when I tried running away from home where I was living with my parents at the time, and I ended up in the hospital in the psych ward again, and I'm sure one of the things that is going to get asked about my use of Kiwi farms is like, why are you beating yourself up over like visiting a website? And the main reason I'd say that I am doing the mentioned beating myself up is because using Kiwi farms, like I don't want to use Kiwi farms as an excuse. This next part of the video is probably goes over some of the worst stuff I've done, other than the attempted murder, of course. In late 2023, I would hit my dad, and in early 2024, I would hit him again. After this second act of abuse, I would attempt suicide for the third time in my life. I just saw my existence as a net negative. I was on Kiwi farms like a few hours before I like decided to like overdose on one of my medications. So after my failed suicide attempt, I asked my parents to take me. I told my parents what happened, asked them to take me to the hospital, and spent a week in. I spent a week in there. I think I felt there were certain people in my life and certain groups of people that I was allowed to abuse. All of this paints a pretty damning portrait of me, I feel like. You didn't know me before, and now you know me. I guess to kind of wrap everything up, Kiwi farm's bad. I don't know. Glad that I made this video, but I don't think I'll make any more like it in the future. I think I'm done sabotaging myself and others for one lifetime. Also, just for the eternal record, I don't really care if Kiwi Farms comes after me now. It's more clout for me anyway. I hope you're having a good day, and until next time.